this off real quick. I'm starting to record. This way it'll be available later so that you guys can watch it later. So today, our topic, our lightning round topic is basically the jobs page, the jobs tab, how to read it, how to understand it. And we're going to just fly through this, right? So you see here in the jobs page under history, you're going to see a list of a lot of the jobs that you're running on your day-to-day. You can see your status indicators, so the good and the bad, and if there's any ugly. Real quick side note, if you right-click this machine, there's this message logs, and you can get more information as to what's going on with this error. So for example, on my SUSE machine, you can see that it's got more than one operating system. And while the job is completing successfully, because it did say completed with errors, we're seeing that it could be better, because when we're doing the testing, we're noticing that it's got another operating system, and you might want to go to the main machine and then set a preference one and have it automatically start, or you can even go into the clients of the appliance itself and tell it to wait a little bit longer for the timeout so that you can see that secondary operating system boot up. And I know that's kind of an aside to what we were talking about today, but just an idea of how to read some of this. You can see any jobs that you've pinned so that it stays relevant. Any errors on that job, the client or the machine that's being backed up, the type of job, so it's everything from file job to bare metal to Hyper-V and VMware level backups. So it kind of defines what you're doing there. This one is a DR image with an agent. I can see the level, so if it's an incremental or a full job or a synthetic full, all of this is going to be listed here, along with the date it started, how long the job took to run, what its average bandwidth was when it was replicating out, what the file count of what's changes, the job bytes. So this is what actually it's looking at to back up. And then the protected bytes are, okay, so I know I need the 20 gigs because that's what's different, but what dependencies do I need to make that stand alone? And that's what the 88 gigabytes is. And I wanted to cover that, especially because a lot of people don't know what that means. So this is what is actually being held that is required to be able to make this, the new stuff, work. So you'll notice also, as I mentioned earlier, this context menu with message logs. There's other property information about individual jobs. Usually support will spend time with this. You could pin a job manually. You can browse and restore. So this allows you to open up the job, pull the files out of the job. In this instance, instead of going through the wizard on the client's page to choose your version, this is going to start with that specific version and then mount it right up. This is a restore, so it rebuilds that machine. You can delete the job. Now there's the other options here, like import or re-import rather, and deduplicate. This allows you to redo something that it normally does. In fact, if I go up to advanced, you'll see that I can force an import of a job again. I can deduplicate a job again. I can export the content of this page into a file, Excel file, and I can check for consistency, e.g., we're going to verify that the blocks are good. Now, again, all of those things are already done by default, but you can force it to run again on a specific job if you wanted to clean up, or maybe something has changed in your trash and you wanted to, consolidate the stack. That's how you do that. Now, real quick, if I go up to filters, I can quickly find jobs that I'm looking for. So, for example, let's spend more time with SUSE. So I want to look for SUSE, and it will automatically start the filter for me. And then I want to say, well, I want something from, I don't know, last week. So I'll go to the 12th, and I want the end date to be the 14th. So now I have a range of all of my jobs here that I can specifically see how this is working, right? And so now if I wanted to recover data or whatever, I can do that. At any point, you can hit clear, and that clears out that. Now, real fast, let's just talk about the other things. Scheduled jobs shows the next set of jobs that are scheduled to run. Note the priority. Lower priority means it'll go first. It'll show you the level of the job it's going to run, the type of job it's going to run, and when it's going to run next. Active job shows any jobs that are currently running. Importing jobs after the job has run and it's starting to do deduplication. That's the pre-phase for importing. So we're going to import the data into the data store where it then deduplicates against itself. So importing is really just inline dedupe, and then deduplicating is the job-based dedupe followed by the global dedupe. So you'll see two phases in this. The recent job shows you what is completed recently. Again, more information on when it completed, which machine completed, what type of job it was run, and then what level of job it was run. And then any purge job. So this is auto retention. It does tell you why, right? So if you go in here and you manually purge, it'll say that you're the one that deleted it. It gives the username of the person that logged in. So it tells you who deleted it. But in this instance, auto retention is kicking off, and it shows you what machine it was, what date it deleted it, why it did it, how did it do, right? If there are any errors when it did it, the client itself, so which machine again, and then type of job, etc. You see all of this information and see how long it took. So it is pretty verbose on all the items you can do in here. And then real quick, I wanted to re-highlight the download CSV, right? So this gives you that option to pull data in an Excel file for this. You can also choose which page you're looking at. So if you wanted to increase the number of items on a page or jump to a specific page for a job of a specific point in time, you can do that as well right here. Now, that being said, like we said, this is like a lightning round. I just wanted to quickly go through this, and I think we're about time here. So I wanted to thank all of you guys for joining, and I'll go ahead and end the recording here, and we'll put this up on our YouTube channel so that you guys can consume this later.